So I am using ink. Alexa, stop, please. Alexa, stop, please. I'm using ink to you do different cross-hatching methods in mark making. So if you can see, the brush I'm using is a very thin, long brush, which from time to time you need to dip it in the water because the ink has a heavy stickiness to it. If you pull back. So today I wanted to just focus on mark making and using materials. And so I pulled out some of my materials. I don't know if you can tell, but these are some inks that I bought. You can get them at Dick, but I bought them at Dick Blick. I ordered them online, but this is Winsor and Newton drawing inks. And they come in really cool, different colors. I have lots of different colors. I'm trying to see if I pulled them all out. I did. So this one's called Nut Brown, Brilliant Green. And I had purchased these, I don't know, a couple years ago, I think, and I used them a little bit, but I haven't used them since. So I just thought it might be fun today to do a demo and kind of show you how that you could use them in your drawing method. So what I'm doing is really the inks allow. It's interesting because I have India ink, but India ink feels sometimes a little bit more particular. But these inks are letting me, without really bleeding, just come back on top of the marks. You can see that. I hope you guys can see that. Problem with the way that I have the video set up. Camera. I'm going to need to get a better camera, I think. So I'm going to pull out a different color. I have this purple, but I feel like it's too dark. I want to be a little bit more subtle. See if I can get, this one is called, the boxes are really cool, but some of the ink has spilt. So now my boxes are kind of ripping apart, which is a bummer. It was almost like they were so beautiful that I could barely stand to open my boxes. I mean, I pulled them all out and looked at them and played with them a little bit. Then I just was kind of hoarding them. It's terrible to say that, right? So this next color is called Vermilion. It's beautiful. And I'm just going to, if you see that I'm really just holding my brush at a bare angle. And I'm doing a method of cross-hatching, which I have a video that for the other class I'm teaching, and I will, that I created for more beginning mark making, but there's quite a bit of information in there. So I will, I'll release it to you guys also. I am asking in that video to, in your sketchbooks, I believe it says an assignment, to create value scales. But I think for your class, I'm going to change it, and I'm going to make it to where that you could do different value scales but you can kind of be experimental in your value scales and try different ways to create values. Color is a way that you can create value, but we're really not ready to start color. We have a few more things to do, but I wanted to explore ink, because ink is definitely a mark making method. Okay, just gonna go back to this orange, go over 5 million. So this is cross-hatching, but instead of just using black, I'm using colored ink. And do you remember when you learned cross-hatching, how the more white space that you leave is going to make it more reflective of light? So if you want to have that feeling of the light hitting it, then you just need to leave more white space. Okay, so there's that. Another technique, which I'm going to close this one up, is, see if that light helps you, is linear perspective. And linear perspective, let me try a different color, okay? So I can open any of these. Okay, so this one's, you can see this is brilliant green. Isn't it cute? It's a little frog. So, where's this back? For the linear, you just make a hatch movement, right? And so I will see if you can see this. Do it right here. And the hatch mark will just go in one direction, right? Now, for lighter, it's still the more white spaces between it. And when you want it to get to, in those, to represent the places where the light can't hit it in your value, then you will have less light. This is a little bit thinner. And hatch marks are just one direction, remember? Okay. Let's see. I guess you would just go over it more and more. Great marks, right? Okay. And that is called linear or hatching, a hatch mark. And the first one was called a cross hatching. The next one I'm going to try is, see if I can open, this is blue. So a little bird, can you see the little bird on the front? So the blue, I'm going to do a technique called this pin. I use this one to do this technique called scrumbling. So scrumbling is just, it's really just a scribble, really, right? But when you want, just like everything else for this mark, is when you want it to seem less in the shadowy area, or the, you know, where the value is getting deeper, you will just have less white, basically. So beautiful, right? Okay. All right. So the next method is called stippling. If you remember pointillism, George Seurat. So we're going to try that technique. I'm going to switch my tool because I feel like I really like that, the tip of that brush. So I don't have a, gosh darn it, I don't know why I don't have a paper towel. But so this technique, excuse me, is just, like I said, it's called stippling. It's pointillism, and it's just the dot method, right? Where you make the dots. It's the same thing every time. The more white space that you have, the lighter it is. Another thing with the inks is that you can dilute them to have a weaker value, you know, to create kind of those lighter spots. I'm just going to do kind of a sphere and then just kind of create the form. Okay. We have a few more weeks of going over some things I know are review, but some things you're just, you know, upping your skills, I guess. And I think this week I'd like you to kind of play with ink. If you have even the black ink or colored ink or whatever you have, I want you to kind of play with it a little bit. I'm going to try this different value. But very soon, in just a few weeks, we're going into color. And it's really going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, actually, to be drawing with color. So, you know, these inks are so great to use. And I don't know. I also pulled out some other things that I have that we could. These are pastel sticks. I don't know if you could see these. Pastel stick. Mine are Prisma. Let's see, Prisma. And I can't remember where I got them. I mean, most of the stuff that I get, I usually get from Dick Flick. I order online. But they're just kind of fun also. I'm going to show you. You can do the same technique. Kind of the hatching marks. But with these, they're pastels, so you can actually blend them to get more of a tonal technique if you wanted. I also else did I pull out? Okay, so these are called Ink Intense, and these are water-soluble ink pencils. It's by Derwent, and see if we can open them up. I actually have a lot of really, I don't know, great, exciting mediums that we'll definitely have to have one demo on. Just these are great. So these you can draw with them, but then you can also create a wash, and you can and I'll show you. Makes really nice marks. Okay, you can go over them. Great marks. And we will, when it's time to start drawing with colors, we will have definitely have some demos. I just wanted to show you what you can do with this. So you can take your water, your wet brush, and just kind of do different things. You just totally change the medium. It's beautiful, right? Okay. There's that, and let's see what else I have. Those are called Intense Inks. What else did I pull out? Okay, these are just colored pencils. I really like Blick's products. I think they have a good product, and the price is normally pretty reasonable to me. And I'll just make some marks with this one. So these don't, now these are not water, they're not water soluble. You're not going to be able to, but they're definitely fun and great to draw in. So when we start drawing color, this is kind of a scrumbling method that I'm doing to show you. Okay. And I think these are the same. I already showed you. These are just a bigger box. And I have pastels also someplace over there, just like regular pastels also. But these are just fun, different methods to use the same technique, but in colored. And so I think that what I might do if I were you guys, and I'll post it, is I might experiment with different mediums to create value scales in color. You can do the ink one, the black ink also, but anyways, that's it. I just wanted to show you that. I hope everyone is having, exciting times drawing and exploring. Thank you so much.